Hi Coach, my name is Maddy Albers and I am a senior at Freedom High School. I also play softball and basketball on the varsity team. I'm also in a gene sequencing club, Spanish club, and National Honor Society. I've been on National Honor Society for the past 2 years. Outside of school, I really enjoy hunting and fishing. I love the outdoors. I grew up in the woods and really enjoy nature and spending time with my family. I started playing golf at the age of 10. My dad had a torn rotator cuff one year and he couldn't work, so he took my brother and I out to the golf course, Countryside Golf Course in Kaukauna, and we started taking lessons there. When I hit high school my freshman year, I wasn't really used to playing competitively, but then once I started playing high school golf, I really enjoyed it and wanted to continue. The reason I want to play college golf is because I absolutely love the game and I would like to continue playing and share my passion with people who also love the game of golf. Throughout high school, the other sports have been interfering with golf, but now that I'll be graduating, the other sports will not be able to interfere with golf, so I know I can mainly focus on golf and I'll be able to improve a lot. Golf is not only a team sport, but it's also an individual sport, and that's what I love about it, because you can persevere as an individual and a team. It has taught me discipline throughout the years. Some things that I believe I can bring to a college golf team is that I get along well with others, and I have a great sense of humor, and I love to have fun. I'm a very competitive person, and I have the drive to get better because I love winning and I love having the feeling of accomplishment at the end of the day. Thank you very much for taking your time to listen to my video, and I hope you have a great season, and I hope I can hear from you soon.
Hi Coach, my name is Carolyn Barnett Howe. I'm a life member of the PGA of America. My husband and I are both teaching professionals in Northeast Wisconsin. The film you are about to see here is that of Maddy Albers from Freedom, Wisconsin. Maddy and I have known each other for 3 years now. We began working together seriously in the middle of her junior year. My objective with this film is to show you Maddy swings with both her strengths and her weaknesses, and let you see her potential as a player. Here we'll slow the swing down a bit for you and stop at several positions so that you can see key points in her swing. I like Maddy's setup. Right here we're going to stop at the initial takeaway position. This looks like a very nice one-piece takeaway generated largely by her shoulders. Her hips have turned in response. She's going to go up to the top, and we've drawn some lines there from her left foot to her shoulder. You should be able to go through that point and hit her hands, so in my opinion, she is over-rotated a tad bit there. Ideally, I'd like to see her hands stop at the line that extends from her left foot through her shoulders, but that's not an uncommon move for someone as flexible as Maddy. We've drawn a parallel line on her back to show that her spine angle is correct, and the line from her shoulder to her foot to show that she has gotten behind the ball. So all in all, this is a very good position, very athletic position. Because of her softball background, Maddy pulls very hard with her legs, but because of the over-rotation, she's a little behind here with her arms. I would like to see her drop her arms a little bit quicker, so she has to catch up with her hands there. So here we have her at impact, and again her arm looks a tad behind the ball, but really she's solid on her left side, and she's going to hit it pretty hard with her right hand there, and then release her hands on through, and end up in a well-balanced finish position. The slow motion frame that we've done for you here is just a different angle. It allows you to see her leg work and her hand work through the swing, and then her balance at the end. This is just a fun sequence that my camera is capable of doing. You can see her swing at many different positions here, so we'll hold it for a few seconds. Here I've got a profile view of Maddy so that you can see her swing plane. We've drawn 2 lines. I like it when they take it away and their hands stay on the bottom blue line. It shows a one-piece takeaway. So as she rotates her shoulders, her hand will stay on that blue line. Her club face is in a good position. One of the trademarks of Maddy's swing is that, in my opinion, she has a slightly weak grip. That will give her a flat wrist at the top. And you can see that flat wrist right there. I think it's one of the reasons she over-rotates. She just doesn't get enough pulling power from that left arm. So she's going to go up a little high here, but it's a good position to see the club face relative to her swing. So from here, she's going to come down on a steeper line. Club face is actually in a very good position right there. She's left her feet a little bit, but her shoulders are square to the target. Here we're just short of impact. I think she's in a relatively good position. She's left the ground with her back foot a tad more than she needs to, but then she hits it square and finishes with a really nice high finish, and again, that good athletic balance. Here we've switched to a hybrid. Maddy doesn't even carry a 3-wood in her bag. Her hybrid is her club of choice, and quite frankly, as long as she hits it, I'm anxious to incorporate a 3-wood into her game because I think she'd dominate the par 5s. Maddy hits her driver about 260, so a well-hit 3-wood would serve her well in college. But for now, she hits a hybrid about 210, 220, and it's really all she needs to conquer a high school course. Here we've switched to an iron on a front view, and you'll see that Maddy's rotation is not quite as far as it is with a driver. This frame here allows you to see a good picture of Maddy's setup, and in that you can see that her grip is relatively weak. I personally believe that her weak grip makes her come through a tad high with her right shoulder, so as you watch her through the impact position, you'll see that she's a bit high there, and sometimes causes her to look like she's losing her balance to the left. So she's in a good position there. She drives forward with her legs, but because her right shoulder came through parallel basically to her left, it's going to pull her body to the left as well. This move is atypical for Maddy. I have spent many hours on the range with her where she has come underneath and had no problems whatsoever. Here you can see that move a little bit. And again, I think it's all related to the weakness in the grip. One of the hallmarks of Maddy's game is that for her size, she hits it incredibly far. It's not unusual for Maddy to hit a 150 or 160 yard 7-iron or a 260 yard drive. So we slowed her swing down here. And again, most of her power comes from that core pulling through, and she's just a little late with her hands there. Maddy's game already is one that's marked by hitting the ball extremely far. I think as a collegiate player, her improvement is going to come from a greater knowledge of the short game, and she's well aware of that. She knows that she needs to learn more shots. Here we've slowed down a 3/4 wedge, and she does fine with this, but she is certainly open to learning more shots and having more creativity and more options for scoring. Here we've moved into some greenside pitch shots. And again, we're going to slow it down here. And she takes it away nicely with her shoulders. And then she's going to stop and rotate through it. I wish she'd have a little less tension in her arms right there and just let the club flow on through, but that's easily taught, and I think that'll be something that she can practice this summer and this winter. Here we've put Maddy in a bunker, and pretty much the same motion that you saw on the ground there. And with every player, the mastery of the bunker is just something that requires time, patience, and a lot of practice. Her move here is she goes away from it really nicely, and she's going to get stuck in the ground a little bit, but it was a windy day and all that sand was coming back in her face. Here, this is just a greenside pitch and run, and again, I'd like to see a little less tension in her arms because I think her technique is right if she just let it kind of flow through there a bit. We've slowed it down. And you'll see she rotates her club face nicely on this shot. And you'll see that her hands get past the ball first. So all in all, her technique is very good. And again, she realizes that when she gets to college, she needs more variations. Putting is a little hard to show. There was a front view and a profile view. Coach, as I've worked with Maddy and watched her play her 3 sports, There was a question in my mind as to whether she was actually committed to golf or whether golf was going to be the sport for her. And this summer, I took her to play in the Michigan Women's Open to find out if collegiate golf was really something that she would enjoy. And I can't tell you how impressed I was with her reaction to the tournament, to the competition, to her successes and failures. I think Maddy is absolutely ready for college golf. I think she's going to be a great student of the game. She wants to learn. She has the athletic ability to learn. And now, for the first time in her athletic career, she'll be able to dedicate 100% of her time to golf. Coach, I'm excited to see where Maddy's potential will take her. She's going to be a fine teammate, a great collegian, and a good student athlete.